So it's week 5 and we still don't have an intro.
Intro, intro, intro.
Well, yeah, I was going to say I decided this week
Oh,
you
okay.
sing the intro song.
Oh, I'm gonna sing the intro. Yeah, I got it. Here we go.
Okay.
Count me down. Count me in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Intro, 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 intro. Hi, I'm Hugh.
I'm Keith.
I think that we're caught up in life now. I think for the last four. So, for those who don't know, we have been shooting like we want to make it to 5 like recordings because iTunes needs 5, and I've been pretty hyped about this one because I'm a little warmed up. We're not like behind in anything. We're actually caught up. We're probably going to release like something like the review of Jack Ryan. So like within kind of like pop culture, we're on the level now instead of like kind of behind. So
Right, we're caught back up because that was the
yeah.
thing. The first big thing we talked about was Money Heist, but it was 2 years
Yeah.
old.
So the other 4 episodes, don't listen to those. Just listen.
Yeah. That is funny.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just want to say, yeah, so we'll talk about the new season 2 of Jack Ryan
Yep.
on Amazon Prime, but we're going to talk about that at the end of the show
Okay.
because we are pretty much going to talk spoilers. I don't think we'll go spoiler, non-spoiler.
Yep.
So we'll tell you when we get to the Jack Ryan part, but for now we're just going to talk about other stuff.
Cool.
Spoiler free.
Yep.
So what have you been up to?
So this weekend, so it's the weekday now. I played poker. I've only played 2 money sessions in poker, and technically I won both of them.
I mean, in your life, we played in like high school. Do you just mean like more recently?
Well, where there was like some tangible amount on the line.
Well, I guess when we were younger, a tangible amount might be less than.
Yeah. And it wasn't like a lot. It was just like for funsies, right?
Yeah.
But it like there's like more pressure. And I always think like on my free time I want to spend it playing board games or like the draw of having people around, and it's really anything on the tabletop and people around. I'm down for. I don't know why I haven't introduced poker more often. I don't know how I got dragged into it. I do know, actually, to be honest. We're out playing cards, Magic, and some friends. It was like early in the night because of the person that was hosting. He needed a kind of an earlier night, so we played extremely early, like I don't know, early afternoon. And then the 4 other guys that were there, I don't know how they wanted to stay out super late. I'm old now, right? So I can't I can't stay out late. And they're like, "Hey, you should come play poker." And I was like, maybe." And I was kind of like back and forth about it. And they somehow strong armed me into coming to play. And then I went over, and I've been realizing that like lately, maybe this is just like applies to like my life as a whole, is just say yes to everything. Like,
Right.
I've been kind of like, I think in the past I would have been like, you know what, I'm pretty tired. Like we're winding down to like midnight when we started poker.
Jeez.
Yeah, no. And, like, it was the weekend, so it's not like I had to work the next day or anything. And they're like, "Just come out." And I was like, I don't know." And then there's that small voice in the back of my mind saying like, "Just go." And I was like, ugh. So I went, and yeah, I cashed out. It was awesome. Yeah, had a good time.
Nice.
I kind of want to do it again. Is that
Yeah,
weird?
I'm into that.
Yeah.
Let's do a big one. That's
Yeah, we
fun.
should just do like within. I didn't realize how like I know poker is a universal thing. And I will admit that I kind of was playing a bit coy too. Um, when we first started, like, "Do you know how to play poker?" And I was like, "Well, I'll play, but can I just look up like the hands on my phone throughout the game?" And truthfully, I didn't really know exactly the hands, but I knew enough to know like I'm not saying like I'm an expert, not at
Yeah,
all,
because it's
right?
been a while
Yeah,
since
yeah,
you played,
yeah.
right?
And then I kind of like card shocked them and then got some money. I was down
That's
hard
funny.
though. Like I was like we were kind of on the brink of it. And thing with poker is that there are some luck. Yes, there's skill, and I believe in skill in poker, where some people don't believe in skill. Like
There
there's like
definitely is skill.
yeah, there's for sure there's skill. But I definitely got there near the end some lucky hands, and then I pulled like, hey, look, it's 3 in the morning. Can we just like split the pot? And we the guy that was up, I feel like he was like the strongest. He was someone that I didn't know. He was one of
Oh,
the
really?
other guys' friend. Yeah, super awesome guy, Kyle. And he was. I just felt like as a whole, he was like the strongest poker player. Um, like it was creepy that, like, there was times where I was playing hands. This is what was kinda surreal to me, and, like, when you see that on TV, you think nothing of it. You're like, "Oh, yeah, like, they called each other's hand, blah, blah, blah." He called 2 of my hands. I was like, "This guy
Whoa.
is." Yeah, I know. There's a weird feeling about, like, he's like, "Yeah, you probably had a 9 in your hand." I was like, "Dirty. I so did." Like, how do you pretend to not, like, smirk or smile? I was like,
Huh.
I don't know, but really, like, I was like, I had to cover my mouth and my eyes. We're like, maybe.
Well, I can
Yeah.
only imagine how good people are now because I remember when, like, it sounds stupid to say it's not as popular. Obviously, it's huge, but I'm just saying, do you remember when, like, it was really huge, like, when we were in high school and it was like
Streaming on
everyone
TSN.
was
Yeah, yeah.
playing? Yeah, it's still on TV as well, but, like, it was, like, a big deal. If you got into it then and you played this whole time, like, I imagine you'd be pretty damn good. Like, that was,
Maybe.
like, over 10 years ago,
Yeah.
15 years. If you've been playing this whole time, hmm, that's
I
interesting.
just remember, like, sometimes when I do the whole, like, go down the rabbit hole of YouTube, there is a days where I go down the poker hole, the poker hole rabbit hole of YouTube.
Okay,
And I just watch this hordes amount of, like, poker videos.
that's cool.
And, one of the things that always stand out in my mind is, if you don't know how to play, just play the fundamentals. Just don't bluff, just play strong hands, blah, 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 blah. So that's what I did the entire night, and I felt like that's really what kinda got it for me.
Hmm. That
Yep.
sounds interesting though, that
Mhm.
sounds fun.
Yeah.
The thing is too is, like, you are good at card games and stuff too, so even though this one, like, obviously there must have been a lot of luck because it was kinda your first time, but
Yep.
if you actually played more, like, you'd be really good, I feel like, because you are
Maybe.
very good at you have a you have a good, like, analytical brain, like, for kinda reading situations,
Yeah, I
but,
think so.
like, it's hard to do that when you don't really know what you're doing, but
Yep.
if you know what you're doing, then you're very good
For
at
sure.
things like
I
that.
think I just have a strong, like, fundamentals of, like, when a game is introduced to me for the first time, you kind of, for me, sorry, I kind of, once I know how to win the game, then I kind of like analyze the game, and I think that's what you mean by analytical. Like, I feel like I super analyze it to a point where I have way more fun. What I've noticed is I have way more fun um when I have grasped the game and I'm just kind of casually kind of like playing it, where my first few games of learning anything new, I'm just super competitive and I don't enjoy a game as much.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you've been playing a little bit of chess lately too, right? You were
Yes.
late to that too.
Yeah. Well, it's not like I was late. Like, I've always known how to play chess. I was part of like a chess team when I was younger.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I didn't know that about you.
Mm, surprise. Yeah, no, it was just I wasn't a sports guy, like a sports person when I was smaller. I'm not sure why I wasn't a sports person. I think I was just a chess person. So, they took me, a bunch of us, to like a qualifier, regional qualifier. I lost on the semis. And this is just me, just without a coach and all that. Like, I was just playing based on just intuition and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's
And I got
funny to
pretty
think
far.
of you it's funny to think of you doing that stuff when you were young, pre-YouTube days, because that's like the coach now, like for everything.
Yeah.
If you want to learn something, watch a YouTube video, but
Yeah.
we couldn't do that before.
And now, like, reflecting back on that situation, I like, even like Warhammer, like a tabletop Warhammer. I won a big tournament.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was
Didn't
like
you get a
15.
painting award too?
I didn't get a painting award.
Oh,
No,
I thought
no.
you
I
did.
no. Um no, I won. It was like a 50-man tournament. It's like a 15-year-old kid that won it.
That's crazy.
I
Yeah,
know.
you are very good at that stuff. Like, I still think that you would be so good at competitive Magic if you still really were into it.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
I'm sure you could get pretty good at it.
Yeah, I think I'm
You're
always so
always good
humble
at.
about it, but I think uh like, I just pick up stuff a little quicker.
Right. Well, the thing is too is like I remember hearing on the like a Magic podcast, like it is true. Like every pro player was like the best Magic kid at their school.
Yeah.
So like you're clearly the best at our school, but like it's just crazy that when you get to the higher levels where everyone is that good. That's what's scary.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, like, it's not about bragging or anything, but, like, if you just look up my name, you can see that, like, I won the 2 qualifier tournaments here
Right.
for the SG. Yeah.
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 I remember those days. I miss playing Magic. Now it's all digital, right? It's
Mhm.
fun, but I do miss those days.
Me too. I do still an annual boys trip to play Magic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
I
how
was
about you?
just
How was your weekend?
Well, I hung out with you. It's funny that we glossed over that. We did hang out on Saturday.
Yeah, well, the other day, right?
Yeah. So for you played Poker Friday?
I play poker Friday, yes. Magic and
Yeah.
poker
It's
Friday.
funny
It was a
how
busy
not.
weekend for me.
Yeah, because you didn't leave my house on Saturday till like 1.
Mm,
I stayed up and watched the whole boxing after you left.
really?
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
see,
be
that's what I'm
honest.
trying to say. Like midnight, I was like, oh, I'm just not feeling
I
it. I'm going home.
know.
Yeah.
I know. That's honestly, that's why the combat sports are not as interesting to me anymore. It's because it's very hard to stay up so late.
We can talk about
Like
the DS fight. We can clip that.
talking about, yeah. I
The
mean,
DS. Like we're not like I'm not as big in the UFC as I used to be. I don't
yeah,
even
me
think I'm a
neither.
big fan, to be honest. I'm just more
Me
of a
neither.
I enjoy being there.
I mean, it was a pretty big event. The
Did you
president
like
was
it?
there.
Yeah.
Did, did
Did you
I
like the
like it?
event?
Uh, it was okay.
If you
I
could go
kind
back
of
now, would you pay for the event? Like, was
no.
it worth it to you?
Well, now you just broadcast to everyone that we didn't pay for it. No, I would
No, I
not
mean,
pay for
no,
it.
no, no. I never said that. I said like,
Mm,
if you had to go back, would you have paid for the whole event again?
no, definitely not.
Yeah,
I don't
like I feel
know.
like the only events we paid for is like the Connor events, right?
Not just that. That makes it sound even more casual. It's just that I just kind of. It's so funny because so people that don't know us, like I have watched every single event basically for like over 10 years, and now I'm getting burnt out. But it's really funny that kind of what burnt me out is we went to our first event live and it didn't really have fun. And ever since that one, I've been kind of less into it. It's just weird timing. When you see something live, you'd think you'd be more into it.
Mm.
Just kind of, I don't know. I'm kind of over it. I mean, it's fine, but
Yeah, I didn't realize the gravity of the event, like how big it was. I didn't know it was at MSG.
oh, the one on this weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't see results yet, but I think like they were
it's like
thinking it was going to break records.
well, it was like 7 or 8 mil gate and like
Did it?
50,000 attendants.
Do they know what the buy rate was or not yet?
Oh, that I don't really didn't really pay attention. I just heard like a quick interview with Dana.
Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. That's another thing. It's funny because I really equate the rise of UFC and poker. It's funny that you brought that up at about the same time. Because when we were in like grade like 11 or 12 and going off to college, that's when everyone was playing poker and that's when everyone was watching MMA for the first time. And it's really funny that then it's kind of just grown and
Do you like the two fighters? The main card, the
no, I
main
hate
yeah.
both Diaz and Masvidal. That's why I didn't really care about it. I
Mm.
hate them both with a fiery
But they're
passion.
popular. Well,
Yeah, because
Nate is
people like
popular.
well, no, Masvidal is even more popular.
I feel like
He's
he's
like
more
the
popular
UFC's
now.
yeah, he's like the UFC's biggest star now. It's crazy.
I don't know if he's the biggest star, but
Well, you wait till see what
well, yeah.
the
So
buy rate
something
is.
something that came out during one of the Dana White interviews was like Masvidal. Dana said that Masvidal should be fight of the year, which I disagree with completely. I think it's Israel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't.
but
They just care about like sales.
yeah,
He
yeah.
punched a guy in the back like during an interview. People love that. That made me hate the sport.
Who
Like you
punched the
got to
guy?
take Masvidal.
Oh, really? Oh, it's scummy.
You don't remember that?
I
The
don't.
three piece and a soda.
No, I
He was
I
doing
don't
an
know anything of
interview.
this.
What?
Yeah.
He was doing it. That's why he got famous. He was doing it. So he fought Till.
Yep.
He beat Till. Then
Really?
in the
Till's
yeah,
gigantic.
yeah, he beat Till. And then in the interview when he was being interviewed, Leon Edwards, who fought that night, came up to him and he stopped his interview and punched him in the mouth.
Hmm.
You can't do that outside of the like. I hate everything that he stands for, and it makes me not like the sport because I understand that it is a sport where two people punch each other. It is violent. I get that. But it is an agreed upon thing that two people have signed up for, and it's supposed to be a sport or like a martial art. So I get that it is violent, and I'm not pretending that it's not. But like when he knocked out Ben Askren and then taunted him when he was unconscious
Yeah,
on the
that was not
ground,
cool.
I will never cheer for you.
Yeah, that's poor
I think
sportsmanship.
you're a terrible person if you do that. Like it is a sport,
What's your
and
take
all
on
the
like football players then? I feel like foot
they
players
don't do that.
always
No,
not
they
like
don't. If you hit it in football, which I don't watch by the way,
yeah.
if they hit a player and that player was unconscious, they would be worried and they
Sorry,
would
no.
be
I meant like outside stuff. So obviously Masvidal does stuff inside, but like I always hear of controversy with football players. And like and
Uh,
like like assaults and assault charges and all that
well,
fun stuff with them.
clearly football cares more about the rules, and that's saying something when football, because football is, yeah, like you said, notoriously bad. Well, they kicked out Greg Hardy. Where's Greg Hardy now? In the UFC. So obviously the standards are much lower to be a UFC fighter. And I get it. If you can't be a cage fighter, what can you be? I get it. You don't have to be like a model citizen. I understand that. But I just don't, I won't be a fan of those people ever. Like the Masvidal thing. If you taunt someone after the fight, like I don't like when they don't understand that the promotion is fake. Like when you're trying to act tough and you're like, like trash talking your opponent, after the fight's over, 99% of the time they'll hug. Like it's fake. It's to sell fights. Like again, like Conor McGregor is a bad person now outside of the, I get that. Like money has made him act horribly.
Mhm.
But after his
Yeah, because he seems
fights,
like a really good person. If you read
well,
his
he
bio and stuff like that.
was. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I
acting
say
real
seems like a
messed
good
up now,
person. Oh yeah,
but not so much now. I definitely think money changed him and probably drugs. He's into
his
something.
his rise to fame was like, wow, good for you.
Yes.
Like dating the same girl, all that stuff, right?
Yes. I know,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying he's done messed up stuff now. But I'm just saying that just in terms of the sport, when his fights were over, so he fought Nate Diaz twice. They hated each other. They trash talked. When the fight was over, both times they hugged. It's just a sport. It's not supposed to be like you don't taunt the person if they're injured. I hate that. It makes me, and honestly, that made me
Because you're
not
a
like
human
the
being
sport as
like the
much.
rest of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the stuff that Masvidal did made him the most popular fighter in the UFC. They
I
love
feel
that he
like
punched.
yeah,
I'm
I feel
telling
like
you, people
villains and
love
stuff like
it.
that. Yeah, people like well, the thing is like people like cheering for like not cheering, but like seeing the villain loses. You know, that's what
Yeah.
I've noticed on like those like people hated Mayweather. He was like, ugh.
Well, yeah, but I hate Mayweather too because he hit his wife.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say.
He's a
Like, but
terrible
he
person.
sell. You mean if you look at the top 5 pay-per-views for boxing, he's like 4 of them, which
Well,
is so
he's the
crazy.
best ever. I get that. He's a terrible person, but he's the best ever. He's amazing.
I know, but
But anyway,
I just noticed that like those kind of people always get, like it's like the squeaky wheel gets the oil kind of thing, right?
sure. I
I don't
just
know.
think that it is funny too that I do think it's like a younger demographic because I have to admit, I think we said this on Saturday that we would have thought this whole fight, bad motherfucker, the title, all that stuff. I think I would have thought that was cool when I was 16.
It's a
I
yeah,
will admit, I think I would have thought it was really cool. And now I'm just it's kind of cringe, right? It's kind
yeah.
of like, ugh. Like, and I'm okay with the pageantry. I'm okay with them. People say, like, oh, it's more like wrestling now. You're just trying to sell. That's the whole point of it, is to sell tickets and to sell pay-per-view buys. So you can make it more like wrestling. That's fine. I just wish that it was a little bit more respectful. Just a
Mm.
little bit,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
What's your
It's
take
funny.
on The Rock coming in?
I mean, great business for them. He has 160 million Instagram followers.
I thought it was
Smart.
weird.
It's very
Maybe because
weird.
like it's just outside of the norm for like UFC. Like we've watched. You mean like we missed maybe a couple UFCs together, but I feel like
Yeah.
that's just something that we do together as friends. Is like we
Right.
always try to get together and watch all the pay-per-views. And I actually use that as our litmus test for our friendships, right? Like I always tell people, like, oh yeah, like Keith and I have been friends for so long. We watch all the UFC events together. Like, we get together, and it's something that we do together. You know what I mean? Like,
But it's funny because, like, to be honest, I feel like we're wasting our time doing that. Like, I would rather hang out on those Saturdays and play board games or do something
mm,
else.
yeah,
I find it's not a fun hangout. Like, I'm getting to the point now where I can more easily avoid the spoilers on Saturday night and then I'll just watch it myself Sunday morning. You know what I
just
mean?
tradition though, man.
It is tradition, but you know what's
Yeah,
a better tradition? Playing cool board games.
I guess so. I would be down for that, to be honest. Like,
Um,
if that's something that we do. But the thing is, the other 4 people that we hang out with, 3 people hanging out. I don't even know the math. The other people that usually come hang out with us, um, you mean they don't like board games like you and I?
Well, it's funny because also though we created a monster because Steve, who we always watch them with, used to not like it and
You
he would
know,
only come
so
over just
weird,
because
eh?
we pressured him into it.
Yeah,
And now
so
he's
weird.
more into it than both of us.
Yeah, no,
It's just funny.
yeah, you mean like that change and you mean like you in a relationship, one partner always compensates for the other kind of thing, right?
Okay. Yeah. Um, I guess so. I don't even need to ask you. I know you haven't been playing any video games. We said last game we were going to play Call of Duty. You never even got it yet.
I know, I'm sorry. It was a
Well, it's
busy
only been
weekend
like
for me.
4 days. I
You
know, it's
you
only been
played
like
a
4
lot though,
days.
right?
Yeah, I've been
Like,
playing it a ton.
how would you rate it?
I love it.
You
It's
love it?
so good.
But what do you love
It's real
about
fun.
it, though? Like, try to
It
sell me
remind
on it.
it reminds me of being in high school. It's just like the old ones,
So there's
and it's
a
just, like,
it's just a
fun.
okay, but why does it remind
It's
you of high school, though? I don't understand.
because I played a lot in high school.
Okay. Oh, so nostalgia.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
just fun, and I'm doing well. That's what I'm loving the 2v2. It's so fun. 2v2 is such a good mode.
And that mode's
It's
not on anywhere else, on any other game?
I've never seen it anywhere else.
Oh, okay.
The thing is 2v2, I think it started from an unofficial game mode. So in all the previous Call of Duties, there was a thing like it's like a website, I think, called I think like Game Battles or something. So people would say like, "Hey, you want to do GBs with me?" And you would like go on that site, join a tournament, and then it would give you your opponent. You would add them and then make it a custom match and like go against them. But now it's just in the game. You don't have to go through, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
they copied that from, and I don't think that 2v2 is going to be part of the competitive scene. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think it's part of the Call of Duty League. I think they're doing
It's just a fun small
6v6.
map, right?
Yeah, but
You
it's
just like the
really,
mode, right?
yeah, but it's really good for competitive. Like, there's tournament, like, I really liked watching that tournament that like Shroud was in and Dr. Disrespect. It's fun.
Oh, so there was just like was that specific mode?
Yeah, 2v2.
Oh, cool.
So it's good for, I love it for competitive. So it was like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Code Red, Boom TV, Code Red tournament. It's just so fun because it's so easy to watch. 2v2, if all four players are pros, I'm like, this is so easy to follow.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so into that. Quickly on gaming, we talked a little bit last week on Overwatch 2. Have you heard like any more about that? Like the controversy?
I didn't hear controversy. I didn't think like I looked a bit more into it, and it's not what I thought it was. I thought it was a release. Like it's a game.
It is a game.
No, it's not. It hasn't come out yet, has it?
No,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought it was like. It came out. You can purchase. You can play. Overwatch
no, they
2.
just announced it.
Yeah. See, that was a confusion I had.
Uh,
Yeah.
well, people are just, it's pretty weird that they're calling it Overwatch 2. Because, like, do you know about it? So, like,
No.
remember I said last week, so Overwatch 2, they're adding all these PvE modes. So, like, they're adding
Yes.
like a full
What's
story. They're,
PVE?
he asked me that last week too. So, it's just like if we played against like the computer.
Oh yes, bots.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
I
So, it's
remember.
like modes
What does
for
it
like
stand for?
player versus enemy or something.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't
Okay.
know. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so it's just like story modes, co-op modes, and I like modes like that. So they're adding that,
Because the
and then
original Overwatch doesn't have a story mode, right?
doesn't have any story, doesn't have any,
Oh,
which is weird though because the first thing they ever showed from Overwatch was those cool cinematic
which I
trailers.
still watch. They release them
Yeah,
once in
they're
a while.
awesome.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is so they're adding that. Okay, that's cool. But then they're adding a bunch of new characters, a bunch of new skins, all that stuff, and maps. But all of those stuff are coming to Overwatch 1 as well for free. So if you own Overwatch 1, you do not need to buy the new one. You can play against people who own Overwatch 2.
Oh, cool.
So
Cool?
cool. Yes, that's good because so it's not splitting the community in two,
Yeah.
but it's not a new game. It
It's
should
just
just
more of like
be,
an upgrade,
yeah, but it should just be a
like a software
DLC.
update. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But you should just have to pay $20 and get a story, not 80, and then I get the story
Oh.
mode and the new stuff, which I would have had any, like, it doesn't make sense to be a new game. It doesn't
Wait,
make
I'm
any
confused.
sense
So if I own, Overwatch 1, I have to pay $80 to get this?
to play the story.
Oh, that's lame.
It's horribly
But what
lame.
if
Now,
I
when I say 80, if anyone's listening not in Canada, I get it. It's like 60, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
80 for us.
Hmm. I didn't know that.
So people are just going to skip it. You know what I mean? And then it's cool that they'll get, I don't know. It's just weird. It
How's
feels
it a
like not,
controversy though? I don't
because
understand.
it's not a game. It shouldn't be
Oh,
a
okay.
game. It's just DLC.
Yeah.
Like it seems like clearly they were just making DLC and then someone said, let's charge full price for it. It doesn't really make
Mm.
sense. It
Yeah, I
seems so
agree. It's
strange.
especially like I feel like we as adults uh like I'm not saying it's not a thing, but like scoffing at those things, like whatever, like it's a game, we're gonna pay $80 for it. But like when you're a kid, like $80 is a lot.
Still a lot. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy how much it is. But yeah, I know. Oh jeez, sorry, I hit that. When I was young, like in high school, and I loved video games my whole life, there's so many. So my main system was PS2. There's so many amazing PS2 games that I just never have played because I couldn't get all the games. Like that's a real thing. And I know we lived in like a good situation. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's people who have way less than we did, and
Mhm.
I had nothing for those games. Like that's why I always played sports games because they lasted the longest. Because you couldn't beat a sports game, so I would get NHL every year, and then it was like, well, I only own this and like Grand Theft Auto, but I can just play those games for hundreds of hours.
Mhm.
And when a kid, it was wrestling games. Did you play wrestling games?
Of course, I play wrestling game. Come on now,
Oh man,
wrestling was my
it,
thing. I think
it's too
wrestling
bad
was
that.
most people things, right?
But specifically, the games are amazing, and it's too bad the games suck now.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Then it's
Do you know that
nostalgia.
I've been watching a little bit of wrestling?
Like actually watching wrestling?
Yeah, not WWE though. Do you know about that new promotion?
No.
I've been watching some of it. All Elite Wrestling. It's good. Their first, or I guess it's not their first, but they have a pay per view on Saturday. I'm def watching
What?
that. Yeah, it's good.
Are they that popular to like have a pay per view though?
Oh, it's real popular. They got a big ad in Times Square. You remember Chris Jericho?
Yes.
He's fighting for the
The
belt.
Walls of Jericho.
Yeah, he's fighting for the belt. He's fat now, though. He's a little fat now.
It's like Thor. It's like his story
Yeah,
arc.
he's not as fat as Thor, but he is a little chubby. It's
uh,
it's fun though.
he's
You
gotta be like
remember
90 years old. He's
he's
so
a little old. Well, yeah, but I mean, in WWE, there's way older people
yeah.
like the Undertaker,
I was gonna say the
and
Undertaker. Like that
yeah,
guy's got to be like I don't know
he's
in the
not
back
young.
and 100 years old or something.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not even the
old.
same Undertaker. Like he's just
No, it
a
is the same.
reincarnation of. That's
No,
what's
it's the same guy.
scary. I
It's
just
the same guy.
it just
It's
doesn't make
funny.
sense.
This is how you know when wrestling is old is that when I was in grade 3, I did my speech. Did you do like speeches in
Yep.
front of the
Yep.
class? I did my speech on Triple H, and he's
Really?
still around.
I did reptiles.
Okay, well, I did Triple H. I also did one on Mankind, McFoley.
How many? I remember doing 2, right, or 3.
I did speeches every year at my school.
Oh, I only did. I feel like I just did reptiles every year.
That's funny. Well, I just did wrestlers every year,
I just
and now
hated.
he
I just
owns the
hated those
company.
things.
So,
It's funny. I as a kid, I was having a conversation with someone earlier. Like who I was as a kid is completely different to who I am now. Like when I was a kid, I was so shy. Like I didn't want to be like part of any conversation. I would just kind of like like just play chess, like a one man game, like hide to
right.
myself, right? But now, like I'm all down for like sports, like not sports, but like team based things or like just group things and like
Yeah.
I'm
Surfing.
yeah I know and one to like be like the trailblazer like hey
Right.
I'm gonna put together a group, let's do this. Like I'm that person now, but like in high school or in elementary school was not that person at all,
It's
right?
funny because on the same token of you saying we're always the opposite in what we like, I feel like we went in opposite ways too because I was way more extroverted when I was younger and all I was into was sports. Like yeah, I liked Super Nintendo, but I was like the sports kid, played soccer. I was like first pick sport guy. And now I'm like, oh,
Weird.
I don't go outside. Like
So
I'm an
weird.
indoor kid. I only like a fun weekend for me to be like, I read my book and then I got to play an hour of a game and I watched a little bit of Netflix. And you're like, I went surfing and then I play like we're just
Yeah,
so different.
my weekend was
It's funny.
ridiculous. I feel like my life now is just ridiculous. It's always so busy.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I guess the reason I didn't play any of that Call of Duty, like if I was admittedly if I was doing nothing, I would have messaged you and I'd be like, "Yo, let's like play some video games," because I know that I did promise you, not promise, but I told you I would play it.
Hmm.
So the little bit of free time that I did use, can I talk about it? Because it was kind of like
Hmm.
I didn't realize how much of it was a thing until like I walked back downstairs. So in my house, there's like in the basement, there's more of like a kind of like a showcase of like geek stuff, board games, computers, all those things, right? So this week, I pulled out some of the miniatures that I've been painting. So I've been painting miniatures for one of the board games I have, Zombicide,
Nice.
and it's just a generic. Like I didn't want to paint any like those main characters. It's just like a sloppy whatever, right? So I took
Like
out
the
that
zombies you were
zombies,
painting.
yeah. So like even if I haven't painted in years, like a decade, like a long time. And if I messed up, whatever, right? I bought all the technical paints, I bought the paintbrushes, I bought paints. I spent money on this. And it's been a 3-week project. I went and bought like primer and sealant and all these things, right? Like I still have my habits of like putting out my palette and tissue paper and 2 cups of water. Like I have all these habits I haven't broken yet. And I like set up whole 9 yards, painted them slow. And like it felt daunting to me because I was like, oh, this is so boring. Like if anyone that's painted before, I know can seem so geeky. Like I painted all like the base colors on and it looked like garbage. And it was like so discouraging. And I was like, ugh. But I kind of like mustered through it. And I know it's 8 guys, but like it's a lot.
Mhm.
And I was painting. They look fine. They look like anyone could. My mom could have painted them, right? Like there wasn't anything
Oh,
special,
that's
really.
always what you use as like a saying something would be easy. My mom could do it.
Yeah, I use my mom as like
It's
a
funny.
as a gauge to like how hard or easy something is. Anyways,
That's so mean.
yeah. No, my whatever. You throw me off my rhythm here.
Sorry.
So, I painted all the base colors on, sloppy. Wasn't like precise. Would not be anything like no one would ever think anything. They're like, oh, people if they would open the box they saw, they're like, oh, did some manufacturers paint these? Like, like whatever. So I got to the washing part. So there's kind of like a stages of painting. There's base colors, washing, final touches, right? And I mustered through. The hardest part is the base colors because they're so like your model doesn't look good at all. And I always, always, always have the same feeling about base painting because it's so like crappy. And then I washed them this weekend. So it's been a 3-week project. I just washed them this weekend, and I have been staring at them for like the last like, yeah, after that wash went on, I was like, they look amazing. Like, I looked like a professional painted them. And now I feel like,
Really?
yeah, I want to show you them. I was gonna show them on stream. I was like, oh my god, look how good these paintings are. And all I did was just
Take
wash them.
take a video and then we'll put it over this part
No, they're
right
so
now.
I'm just saying like, um it's like a painter's high, right? Like you
Right.
go and you're just like it's like the grunt work of like when you renovate a house and you're like,
Are you sure
ugh.
the fumes weren't just getting to you? It
No,
was just
they're
the
like no, that's like legit, um, like so what I'm trying to say is like it's 3 thing. The first 2 weeks I painted them and I was like, "This is the worst," but like I knew like eventually I'd get there and I was like, "This is stupid. I don't wanna waste my time." And I'm just wasting my time. And then after I washed them, I was like, "I'm ready to paint more." Like, I don't know, it's just weird. It's just I guess how I would compare it is to like long distance running. Oh
Okay.
my goodness. I hate long distance running. I hate running as a like whatever. Who does that stuff? You know how you run and I admire anybody that runs. I really
I'm
do
gonna
cuz
be honest, I don't know what it's like to run and run, but I'll
okay, but
believe you.
like this is what I'm trying to say. It's like that runner's high. Like they run, like it's like oh my god, they have to run 40K, right? It's such a daunting like task and it's like to think about it like I don't want to do this and so you run and you're like oh you get through it blah 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 and then right near the end the finish line you're like that was amazing but I want to put
Right.
myself through that torment again. That's what I'm doing with the painting. Like oh my god it was the worst. Like I was in there listening like watching some YouTube videos and painting at the same time and I was like it's the literally exact opposite of what I want my life to be. Like sitting in
Right.
a room by myself, like, painting. Like, oh, this is fun. Like,
That's
no,
funny.
like like it doesn't like really change my life in any way. Like, it doesn't make it like if I were to like take that 3 hours out of my life, it wouldn't be anything, right? Like where at least doing these podcasts, like it contributes towards something, right? Like you see a
Right.
growth. Where like painting, nothing. I just do it for
Right.
straight enjoyment, right?
Oh, that's cool though.
Yeah, but then, like, I was painting and I was just like, "Ugh," it's just literally everything I don't want my life to be. Like, and I'm not shitting on those people that paint. Like, there are people that paint for paint competitions, right? But I just
Yeah.
paint for just straight enjoyment.
And for you to play games just with you and like 4 friends.
Yeah, I guess, right? But yeah, so I was painting, and then what I'm trying to say is like the models look amazing. I'm excited to paint. It's been like a 3 week grind. Like it's not like I painted every single like it was 3 hours one day of the week, 3 hours another day of the week, and then 3 hours just like on this last weekend here. And it's like I'm stoked. I'm super excited. If you were to ask me what the most exciting thing about my week was, it was like, yeah, I just finished my paintings. It's so good.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Was it like the zombies? Like, did you do the
Hmm.
fatty or was
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
did you do a fatty?
I know I did one of each of the models. There's 8 zombie model stand or
Okay. Just the
poses.
standard?
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
poses. So I wanted to paint each and every one of like one of each type.
That game is so fun. I could
Yeah.
go for a round of that game
In
sometime
between
soon.
that, I guess the only other thing that happened to me this weekend was Jack Ryan, right? That was
Well, I'm not there yet.
oh, you're not there yet. Okay, okay, cool,
I'm not
cool.
quite there yet. I wanted to just say, did you know that Apple TV Plus came out?
Uh, it
Because
came
they
out
really
today? I thought it was
no, it's been
out.
out since Friday. Yeah.
Oh, now that you say that, I feel like I've seen some people try to push it. Like
So
Jennifer
they are
Aniston?
yes, but here's
Yes.
the thing. They're definitely downplaying it because if you have to pay, it's not really worth it. Because do you know how many shows are on it?
4.
5. Yeah,
Ugh.
5 if
I
you
was
count
actually
like
making a horrible
cartoons.
joke, by the
Yeah,
way.
there's like 4 shows. So it's $6 a month for 4 shows. It's not really worth it
It's
yet.
not even good
So
shows?
well,
Because Disney Plus is coming out with, like, a million things for, like,
but that's because they have a
$8.
back catalog.
Yeah.
Disney Plus, when it launches, it's only going to have a couple of originals.
Yeah.
So Disney Plus, I think the originals it's launching with are the first episode of The Mandalorian. I
So
think
excited.
there's an episode of that Jeff Goldblum show, reality show.
Yeah.
And I don't even think any of the Marvel shows are launching at the beginning. So they're not going to have much originals. Oh, and there's a High School Musical show. So like they're launching with the strength of their back catalog,
Yeah.
where Apple spent billions of dollars making new original shows.
Mm.
And I watched the first episode of a bunch of them.
Oh, so you did get the subscription.
Well, here's the funny thing. I got a year for free because I
Oh.
recently because I got a new computer at work. And it was like, hey, you bought a new
Oh,
computer.
sneaky,
Well, I
sneaky.
didn't even know that was a thing. I just
Yeah, yeah.
clicked on it. It was like, hey, you bought a new computer. Here's a year free. But apparently they're giving the year free for like the littlest reasons. Like if you have anything Apple, like they're giving it for free because no one's going to pay, right? Like it's just not really worth it. But
I
so do
feel
you
like
know
it's not
about
being
that?
pushed. No.
Yeah, because it's a soft launch because I think they're waiting until they have more shows because they have a bunch more shows coming.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think they're going to do a huge advertising push maybe around Christmas. I don't know.
So you
So
watched the first
yeah,
episode of a couple of them?
so yeah, do you know the morning show? That's the Jennifer Aniston one.
Yep.
Sick
I know. Sorry,
cast.
I don't actually know very much about it. I just know
So
that it's her show and it's something morning with
wow.
Steve Carell or something.
Yeah, Steve Carell,
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon,
Oh wow, Powercast.
power cast.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I only watched the first episode. It's pretty damn good.
It's
It
a
is
weekly show, right? Or do
well,
they?
what they did was they launched it with 3, and then the rest are coming out weekly. There's 10 in the season.
Okay.
It is so like it's crazy how high budget these shows are though. It is like it's so I watch it in like 4K
Yep.
and it is like the crispest show I have ever seen so far on my new TV.
Hmm.
Cuz like I've been watching like sort of like older shows, like that's the thing, like I got the 4K TV. Well, Breaking Bad's in 4K on Netflix. It's not the same though.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that show was not filmed with that in mind.
Yep.
Whereas like this show is like
Can
high
you see
def.
like dimples and like not
Yes,
dimples,
you
like
can see like
pores?
every pore in like
Yeah, yeah.
Jennifer Aniston's face, but like in a good way. Like it's
Yeah, yeah.
crazy how good it looks.
Hmm.
Pretty good. I would say watch it. It's like not straight comedy. It's a little bit serious as well.
Yeah.
Definitely worth watching though. Even just because you'll be like, how is this a TV show? Like it's so expensive. You can tell. Then, do you know about the show with Jason Momoa?
No, but I love him as a person.
It's so bad.
Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's
It's
too bad.
horrible. And it's funny because everyone is ripping it.
Did
but
you watch
it's
3
so,
episodes of it, or did you watch?
I only
that
watched the
episode?
first one.
Yeah.
It's horrible, but it's so bad that you should definitely watch it.
I feel like his character range, as much as I like him as a person, he just plays like I just feel like the same kind of like mellow tone character all the way.
But the thing is, in Aquaman, at least he's funny, even though that movie sucks.
Yeah.
He's like has a bit of humor.
Mhm.
But in this one, again, it's deadly serious. So like this is the synopsis of the show. It's a post-apocalyptic world. So it's the future, but it looks like the past because like they don't have they don't have any technology
Yeah.
and everyone is blind.
What?
Ooh, so every single person on the show is blind.
Even
So
Jason
that-
Momoa?
Yes. So there's literally like fights and they're just like swinging their axes. They can't see each other. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's hilariously dumb.
Oh, what's it called?
See.
That's even worse.
It's so bad.
Just
Like-
leaning hard on that, eh? Just leaning hard on it.
But like the cinematography is
Vision.
amazing.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, the cinematography is amazing. It's like it looks incredible. It's not good,
Yeah.
but you should watch it.
Yeah.
You should
I'll
watch
probably-
it. And
I'll
then
probably look into it.
There's a space show. I didn't watch it yet. There's a space show with Joel Kinnaman
Okay.
from Hannah. I do like him though.
Yeah.
I know he's been in some stuff we don't like, but I like him. But it's like an astronaut show. That's probably my thing. I haven't seen it yet though.
Okay.
So that's all I've seen.
Cool. Are we talked about Jack Ryan yet?
We can talk about Jack Ryan. So it's funny, all these streaming services, because that's Amazon Prime's. Would you say it's not their biggest show, but
No.
it's big. They advertise it hard.
Yeah.
What's Amazon's biggest show?
I don't feel like it's like if you were to sell me on it, I'd say Miss Maisel.
Well, that's their most critically acclaimed show, but Jack Ryan obviously costs more money.
Yeah. I don't
And
know.
the only thing that they're gonna have that's gonna cost more money is Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be their show.
Right.
Maybe. I'm excited to hear what your thoughts about it is because I felt like we watched and semi-reviewed the first one, and you liked it way more than me because you watched it twice, where I barely got through the first one.
Yeah. So what would you say out of 10? What did you think of the first one?
How about you go first? Because I
Out
always
of
go first with
the
stuff.
first season? No, I'm just talking about the first season right
Oh,
now.
the first season?
First
Like
season. What
what
you
I
think?
would have gave it like 7.5.
Yeah,
as a
and I
whole.
liked the first season like 9.5.
Yeah.
So are we into spoiler territory though?
Well,
If
I
you
don't
haven't
think
seen Jack Ryan, you should watch it. Like, or don't listen to this.
you mean like if you have Amazon Prime, it's worth a watch, for sure.
Well, you should wait until what I say first.
Okay.
Because you know what? I hated it.
Wow.
I hated season 2. And I've been waiting to tell you that.
I'm so surprised. I loved it. No I'm kidding.
No.
I was.
It's so bad.
It was pretty rough.
Because
What did
okay,
you not like about it?
okay, I'm gonna get into it.
Okay.
The only thing I liked about season 1, the reason why season 1 was so good, and you know this, is because I loved the chemistry between Kathy and Jack Ryan.
I was gonna mention that. I was
Why
like,
the hell would they not put her in season 2?
I don't know.
And if you Google it online, no one knows why. And do you know, it doesn't make sense to write her character out because in the books, that's his wife. She is his wife in the books. Why would she not be in season 2?
I don't know.
And it's
Yeah.
not like she's super famous. Did she
Well,
say no?
I also remember like there's parts of the through the season where he's like, yeah, I'm single.
Yeah, they like.
I'm really going to suicide mission because I'm single. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
And
Where
if
is
you're gonna-
she?
If you're gonna write out a character, can we at least have like an explanation why?
Yeah, just
Like just
ignored it.
The whole point of season 1? Nah, she's just not in it.
Yeah.
Literally, I had to look at the IMDb after episode 1. I'm like, is she just not in it? Like, I need to know the spoilers. Is she just not going to be in it? Nope, she's just not in it once. They don't say her name. She's just gone. Frig that. Because
So it can't be just based on the character though. Like you
okay,
didn't
but
like it.
that is what season 1 had so much heart and so much personality because there was this like story between two people and you liked them and I felt for them. I loved it. Remember I said I would watch a romantic comedy with them too. They don't even need the guns.
Yeah.
But on season 1, the villain, you had the exact same thing. There was a villain and I cared about his family and his kids and his wife. And it was so interesting. There wasn't one character in season 2 I liked. There's not one character I like. I barely like Jack Ryan in season 2. Who's good in
Wow.
season 2? No one. Who's the villain? There's not even like a villain. Like it's so bad. And so I wrote notes like from the first episode because I was expecting to like it. And also to be fair,
I was expecting you to like it.
well, to be fair, I also understand that if I liked the first season 7 out of 10, I probably also would have said this one was 7 out of 10. It's just when you go in with high expectations, like you probably thought it was about the same as season 1, right?
A little less, yes.
Yeah. And it's just because I was so hyped, right? Like I was so excited. So like at the start, the first episode, I was writing good notes. I was like, oh, the new intro. Cool. Like I like that intro.
That's like the best thing. I was like,
Yeah,
man,
it's really cool.
yeah, it's so cool.
And then I just wrote, John Krasinski is so charming. Like I was like, man, I love this character. Like I love Jack Ryan. And then I laughed that Chidi from The Good Place was in it, which I was like,
Yes.
oh, that's funny.
Yes. I watched a season of that too, by the way.
Nice. We never got to talk about that. Maybe next week.
Yeah.
So then it was funny because his character's hilarious. He's in it for like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
I
at the
don't
very
understand
beginning.
why you would get. He's also in it in another episode later.
Yeah, the
for
last
like 2
episode for the
seconds.
hacking part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, like the casting they added to the cast, like it is cool. They added that Naomi Rapace or however you say her name. Like she's a big actress. She was in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Like that's a famous actress. I was like, okay. And then I was just like, after that, I didn't write a note for like 7 episodes. I was like, this is so bad. And then the only note I wrote after that was the Tim Hortons joke was funny.
What Tim
Did
Hortons joke?
you never heard that? See, you always miss the parts. There was a hilarious Tim Hortons joke. They go, do you remember in the scene where they're going to the lawyer's office? This is a spoiler, but not really. And they're like, we're Canadian businessmen. And they're like, the guy was like, what's your business? And he was like, coffee. And he's like, what's your name? And he waited a second and he said, Timothy Horton.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's a good joke. That was a
It was
funny joke.
okay. It was okay.
But everything else was bad. Like, I didn't care. Also,
Wow.
okay, I'm really ranting because I really
Yeah, go.
felt that way. But
Yeah.
in season 1, the stakes were like the world is going to end. Like it's going to be these terrorists are coming. And like, what are the stakes in season 2? They're going to mine things. Like it wasn't even like evil. Like there was no like threat. Like not there was no reason for that to be a season. What were the stakes? This guy's going to be the president. Who cares? It
It's about
doesn't
China getting
matter.
too much money because they have a monopoly on it,
It's not at
and then
all
overthrow like the
consequential.
political like of Venezuela. I don't know.
That story could have been 1 episode. Like it was not enough
Uh,
stakes to be like it just like didn't make
I'm I
sense.
just want to point out that I'm kind of laughing and smirking a bit because you don't usually talk bad about stuff very much, especially something like I would feel like this is like Keith written all over it, right?
It's so bad.
Yeah.
I will admit it made me play a little bit more Call of Duty because like the gun scenes at least, but even the gun scenes action weren't good. They were silly. Like I didn't care about the side plot. Uber, oh come over here, Uber. Like
Oh yeah.
his whole plot was dumb. It was so dumb. There's just like nothing. Like I honestly I can't tell you a thing I liked about it. I hated it. Oh, you know what I did like is that the Watcher from Buffy was in it. That was cool. Giles, remember that? He was
Oh.
the owner of the gun, like the army.
Oh, okay.
You know who I mean? He was only in 1 episode.
Might have just missed him.
Well, he got his head blown off. Spoilers. So
Oh. So you would rate it what? What would you give it?
4.
Wow. 4.
I liked Hannah more than I liked this.
It's funny. I like this more than Hannah, and I barely
Yeah,
like
you
Hannah.
hated Hannah, and I didn't really like Hannah either, but I like Hannah double as much as I like this.
Can I get my 2 cents on it?
Yes,
Okay.
I loved it.
Intro, amazing.
I agree.
Okay. That's it. Everything else was real bad. I I hate that Jack Ryan showed emotion. I don't know why. I feel like I know like it's like the trend these days where you kind of see like oh them going through his struggles, but I like it that he's so badass. I like it that like nothing like phases him, and he's like he doesn't break emotion, he doesn't break protocol, he's by the book. Like I get it and I don't get it, but I just wanted Jack Ryan to be like when you see like there's something about like relating to characters, right? I get that.
Yep.
But there's something about like, like Jack Ryan and like Tom Cruise as like Ethan Hunt, where it's like he's invincible. It feels different with like Tom Cruise, maybe because I have a invested history with him, and he feels more genuine. But this one feels, I don't know, people were kind of praising him for the acting, but I just felt like it was a bit more forced, maybe because of my interpretation of the character. Ethan Hunt has always been a flawed character, where like I feel like Jack Ryan is not a flawed character. Like I just never seen him
Yeah.
flawed. So
Right.
seeing him flawed I didn't like very much. I get it. Again, flawed, whatever. I didn't like that the Cornish was in it, like
Yeah.
whatever her name was.
Kathy
Kathy.
Mueller.
I didn't like that Kathy was in it because like, again, remember I kind of poked fun at like they clearly stated like, oh, he was single, like she wasn't having
Right.
any scenes. So I was a little sad about that. The love interest, meh. The twist at the end, meh.
Barely was one.
Yeah, it was
And
barely a
that was
twist.
also disappointing me was that I kept expecting there to be a big one. Like the whole time be like, this person's in on it. This person's bad. And then there's no one's bad. Like I thought every single person was going to be bad at one point. I'm like, it's actually her. She's bad. This guy's bad. No one's bad. It's all stupid.
What
Nothing
I
happens.
what I did like more about this is that he was more involved in doing stuff. Where in the last one he was kind of more like behind the scenes ish kind of thing.
Right.
He was more like in the thick of things. You know, he was in the car. He was holding a gun. He was
Right.
shooting more people.
I
Like
wonder
I like
how
that.
far they'll take that character because you know in the books he becomes president?
What?
Yeah, in the book, Jack Ryan is the president of the
Oh
United States. There's
goodness.
like a million of the books,
But
and
that's what I'm trying to
Kathy
say, right?
is the
Like
first lady. So if she's not gonna be back in it, who's the
that's what
first
I'm trying to say.
lady?
Like I like now that he kind of has chinks in his armor. I don't know. I don't like that he has chinks. I like that he's witty and clever and like he's the best and why he's the best. But he's not like a smart ass about it. He's just like he's just humbly like humbling and he's like, like I'm trying to help and I'm sorry that I'm smart, but it's just what it is, right? Where this one he's just like I don't know. I just don't like
I thought he was
the
a
direction.
jerk in this one as well.
Yeah,
It
like at
was
the
like,
end when he was with the president of
yeah.
Venezuela, like I was like, wow, that's pretty douchey.
Yeah,
Like,
considering, like, in the like, I get it. They're gonna say, like, "It's character growth," right? Like,
yeah,
that's what they're gonna say, but, like, it's not. It's just, like, you took a character and you made him the opposite. Because you remember in the first one, like, anytime there was, like, violence, he'd be like, "Why did you do that? Like, we didn't need violence. Like, these people were unarmed." And in this one, he's just like, "I'm gonna shoot a kid." Like, it was just, like, too much. Like, it was just, like, the resorting to violence just, like, was it was just intense. Like, it was just silly.
yeah. Yeah, the whole like didn't really feel intense the end of the world. Like if Jack Ryan didn't do anything, like if he didn't show up,
Nothing would have
it would yeah,
happened.
nothing would have changed. The
Like, nothing happened. All that happened was he got involved and his friends died. It was like
uh,
nothing. Like, I get it. Like, okay, they're bad, whatever. They're like dictators or whatever. But like, it wasn't. The stakes were so high in season one, and they were so inconsequential in season two. They didn't matter.
it really did
It.
not.
There was no. Yeah, nothing was happening. Like, I just can't believe that they were like, "This is a good idea for season two." Like, honestly, I cannot believe that they thought. And you know what's crazy is when I was doing a bit of Googling to see why that girl wasn't in season two, people were like writing about it and they were like, but the good news is this season's way better than the first. I'm like, what were you watching? What were you watching that it was better than the first season? Like, it was not better at all. There were so many episodes in season one that I found incredibly tense. I felt no emotion for this one at all. Like, I had to slog through it to finish it in time for today, and I
I
didn't think I
know.
was going to finish it. Oh, also, can I just say that I also, after the very first episode, turned it off and I planned to not watch it because they stabbed a dog in the first episode. Why would you stab a dog? I was like, I'm not watching this show. And then
Wait,
I
I'm
was
trying to
like,
remember. Did they stab a dog?
yeah, the like main bad, well, not the main bad guy, the president's chief of staff or whatever. He goes to like kill the police's family. They kill his like wife and kids, which is ridiculous, and then stab his
Oh yeah.
dog. I was like, why would I watch this show? Like, that didn't add anything to the plot. The only plot point that was 3 episodes later, Jack Ryan touches his arm. He was like, he had a bite wound from a dog. Well, he didn't have to
Oh
stab
yes,
the
yes,
dog.
yes.
Like, come
I
on.
remember
Like, that
now.
doesn't, like, the only thing that adds is like, this character's evil. I know he's evil. He just killed a wife and her dog, like her kids. Like, you didn't need to
Yeah, it's the
stab a
whole like
dog.
tying them up in bed. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so dark.
Why would you show that? But specifically with dogs, it like an animal that bothers me way more. Like, I understand.
I
Don't
think
kill
it's because
anyone.
sorry, I was a little confused because there was the second. I also watched another. I watched Fargo. There was also a dog dying in
Mm,
that one too. Spoiler alert for that one.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna do a re-edit where he kills that dog and then John Wick comes after him. That would be a way better season.
Oh man. Yeah, it
That
was
show
rough.
sucked.
Yeah, it was
It
really bad.
sucked. It was
Wow.
so bad. So don't
It,
like.
it's funny because we're pressured. I feel like we're pressured to watch. Like I would have maybe watched like an episode and then be like, no, I'm not watching this anymore. Right. Like, but because I was like, I have to watch this for the podcast, and I
Right.
was thinking to myself, like, Keith is gonna like this, and like, not not at the end. I knew that you would
Mhm.
not like it as much because I for sure did not like it. But like if normally in any other situation where I would have had to watch this, I wouldn't have finished it.
Right.
No, well
I
because
would
we
have
had to
turned
talk
it
about
off
it.
after the dog thing. I should have just turned it off after the dog thing.
Then we would
And I
have
was
nothing to
like,
talk about.
I know. Do you know that? So literally, like, I really watched this at the
The
last
Good
minute
Place.
because, yeah, well, it's funny. So this is what happened. So I watched on Friday, like really close to after work, like 6 o'clock, I watched episode one. And then the
Yep.
dog thing happened. I was like, I'm not watching the show. So I didn't watch any on Friday night. I didn't watch any on Saturday. We hung out on Saturday night. I had only seen episode one. And I was planning on telling you, like, yeah, I'm not watching that show. And then I forgot. And then on Sunday, I was just like, I guess I'll watch it. And I just finished it before we started recording. Like, I watched it tonight while I was eating dinner. I had
The
an
worst.
AirPod in and
The
I was
worst.
trying to finish it.
Yeah, it was rough.
It
It was a
was
rough
rough.
season. Some people liked
Uh,
it, which is so weird to me.
I don't get it. I didn't read a ton of reviews, right? I was just trying to research if that girl was in it.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously we're gonna quit here and we can't do a deep dive, but I do want to know. So you watched a full season of The Good Place?
Hmm.
Do you like it?
No,
Oh my god, why'd you watch a full season?
because I wanted to give it a season. I really did. I
And
thought
you
it would
don't
turn
like
out.
it.
I first two episodes in, I was like, this is definitely not. It had all the ingredients for something I would like.
Because it's the same creator of all the
Yeah.
shows you do
Oh
like.
yeah. I don't like the main character. I just don't like her as an actress. Sorry.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I
that
told
blows
that
my
to
mind.
I told that to like two other people, and they're like hating me about it.
I can't believe that. I
Yeah.
couldn't name one actress I like more in the
Wow.
world. That blows my mind.
It picked up for me whenever
Don't spoil it.
the Asian character he
Okay,
kind of
yeah,
came
yeah.
into his own.
Yeah, I know what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
That's fine to say. I just didn't
Um.
want you to reveal like the biggest twist at the end.
Oh
That's
yeah.
all I didn't
No,
want you to
no,
say.
no. And yeah. I slogged through this, to be honest.
That's surprising to me. Well, we don't have to talk about it again
Yeah.
then, but I was just surprised because funny, I rewatched season one again in anticipation of you seeing it,
Mhm.
and it is my favorite 30-minute show of all time. I cannot believe how much I like it. It is funny how different we are
My
on it.
jaw is open. Like, uh,
There's no funny show. So when I say 30-minute, I mean like a comedy, right?
yeah, yeah.
There's not one that I think is better than that. I love it. It's my favorite
I wish you
30-minute
could see my
show.
face right now. Like it's. Ugh.
Yeah. I don't like a 30-minute show more than I like that show. I think it's perfect. I actually think it's perfect.
We're
Well, we
not
have different
friends.
tastes.
We're
No,
not
we have
friends.
different. Well, actually, we don't have like we do have different tastes, but like the shows that are your favorites, I do like too. Like you would say, The Office is number one, right?
Yes.
And I like that show, so I'm not like disagree. Like if you were like, The Big Bang Theory is the best show, like okay, I'm gonna fight you on it.
Yeah, yeah.
But The Good Place is my favorite one.
Ugh, I don't see
Second
it.
favorite, second favorite, Roseanne.
We'll take a deep dive into it like next time.
No, we don't have to take a deep dive into it. We
I
don't
want
need
to.
to.
I want
No,
to.
because you didn't watch it, and like it's old now.
Fine.
We don't have to talk
Again,
about it.
if it's the best 30-minute show, I want to take a deep dive.
It's my favorite 30-minute show for sure.
Of all time?
I think so.
Wow. Wow. Get out of here.
What are yours? Name. I know we gotta go. Name your three.
Okay, so like 30-minute shows, right?
So comedy. Basically, I'm talking sitcoms.
Okay, so obviously The Office,
Mhm.
and then I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I
So
like
the
Friends.
same creator as both of those.
Yes,
And then what's your third one? Sorry.
Friends.
Okay.
Oh, sorry,
So-
not Friends, not Friends. Home Improvement, Home Improvement.
Oh, I do like that.
Yes.
So that might be up there for
So
me.
just
too.
real quick, like the reason I like those episodes a bit, like sorry, why I like The Office, and why I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. For me, like if I fell asleep for like watching it, I'd wake up and I could start a different episode and I wouldn't get lost. It just feels kind of like yeah, like there's
Not
no story
continued.
build up. Yeah, where this one
Yeah.
there's like if I skipped, let's say episode 4, episode 5 would not make sense. And I'm not. That's just kind of what I like in TV shows. It's not like it's a downfall of TV shows. Like obviously there's like you should have build up or all that fun jazz or whatever. I just like how The Office is very episodic.
The
Like,
Office
one episode
is
to
one
one
of the
episode.
first ones though that does connect a lot more than some of the other ones, though.
Yes, like you get more out of it, but like
For sure. You could just watch a random one.
yeah, and it would be
I'll give
just
you
as
that.
funny.
I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I didn't give my list. I was trying to think of my list. Mine is The Good
sitcom
Place.
wise, right? Was
Mine's
it?
the good. Mine's The Good Place.
Which is so mind blowing to me. Mind blowing.
Roseanne.
I've never
Roseanne's the
seen a
other
single
one.
episode.
It's really good. I was gonna say it sucks that she's a bad person, but you said Home Improvement. Tim Allen sucks too. So
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not
it's The
gonna
Good Place,
diss someone based on, like, who
Roseanne.
they are.
Well,
I
that's
just like
fair
the
to
show. I just like the
diss
show.
either of them. Okay, The Good Place, Roseanne, and then I do like Home Improvement. It might be Seinfeld, but I don't know. I need to think on it. And I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine a lot as well.
Like, would you if you were to recommend 3 shows to watch, like, if you were to take 3 shows to a like, an island, like a desert island, you can never go back, what 3 shows would you take?
Hmm. Well, probably then one longer than The Good Place because The Good Place is only 4
Oh,
seasons.
that's
So if I take Seinfeld, it's a lot longer.
oh my goodness.
Roseanne's like a lot longer too.
Wow.
Especially if you count the new ones. They're not
We're
good,
ending
but
it here. This is where we're ending. I don't wanna talk about this anymore. Like, this is
it's shocking you.
yeah, it is. I'm actually blown away, blown away.
Really?
Yeah. Because I was watching it, and I was like, "No, it's not my thing." But I gave it a season. I really
I'm
did.
so Well, okay. That's
Cool.
funny.
We're good?
Okay. Yeah.
Do I do it outro now?
Okay, you gotta sing the outro song. This
Uh,
is the end of our show. But
I
auto-tune, that
like
would
that
make it
though.
sound
I
good.
like that. That's good.
Cool.
Goodbye, everyone. Oh, have a good night.
Peace.